He calls himself a radical moderate Democrat. Liam Stanton was one of the first candidates to officially get in the 2027 race for Chicago mayor. The Rogers Park native says his approach of going directly to voters in their neighborhoods and on social media will set him apart from a field of well-known politicians. We caught up earlier today to talk about the campaign. Liam Stanton, none of this exploratory committee mess. You're running for mayor, so how's it going?
It's good. We're running into it. You know, the dailies used to say you need fire in your belly to do this, so we thought we'd just run right into it. It's great. You know, running for mayor is a unique beast, as you know, and you've talked to lots of people that are doing or will do it, and it's a lot of fun. You get to go all over the city and meet all different types of people, but we're having a blast.
Who are you talking to, and have you gotten people to join your campaign?
Yeah, so we're talking, you know, I'm a Chicagoan, I'm a lifelong Chicagoan, grew up in Rogers Park, so I really value that sort of everyday perspective, and that's who I find myself talking to. We'll grab a mic, we'll go downtown, we'll go to the neighborhoods, we'll talk to people just on the streets, and we'll pass them by and say, hey, what do you want to see improved about the city? What do you think's going well? What can we do better? So everyday Chicagoans, I think, are our target audience. We've gotten lots of people to join our campaign, and I would say we're not going to have the big traditional names and all that, you know, the special interests, but we've got lots of people to join on. We've got about 10,000 people on our mailing list. We've got hundreds of volunteers, so we're excited about it.
We expect some really big, heavy hitters to get into this contest. We won't name any names just yet since people aren't officially in the race. How do you compete? How do you break through when you're going to be facing off against political superstars?
Yeah, well, I think political superstars is the operative word there. Political would be the word. I'm not a politician, and nor do I aspire to be a politician. And I think Chicagoans are ready for non-politicians because they're ready for something new. If we expect the situation we're in to improve and to change, we can't keep electing these same career politicians who are going to bring the same mindset that's gotten us here in the first place. And we also can't keep electing the people who are completely beholden to special interests because they're in someone's pocket. So what I bring is two things. I'm rooted in our neighborhoods. I grew up in Chicago. I have those values that we all share. And I also bring some pretty unique experience that comes from outside of politics, but is really relevant. You know, I've run small businesses, I've run big businesses, and it takes a lot of, you know, a sense of urgency and creativity and ability to get people to work together. That's exactly what Chicago needs right now. It needs something new and fresh. We don't need more of the same.
But to your point, our recent mayors, Cook County Board Commissioner, U.S. Attorney, State's Attorney, former Congressperson, Chief of Staff to the President of the United States, that's a lot of political experience. You don't have political experience.
Correct. Yeah, I don't have political experience, but I have a lot of experience that's relevant to doing this job well. So, you know, if you look at the situation Chicago's in, the financial mess we're in, crime is becoming a big issue, it consistently is a big issue, affordability crisis, all these things. We've tried everything that these politicians are going to try. We've tried, it doesn't work. So you need something new. You know, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again. What I offer is something new, a new way to look at problems, a new urgency. And I think voters are really, really craving that. And some of the early responses supported that.
On public safety, what would your new look be?
So I think on public safety, we need to address the facts, which is, you know, we are told this narrative that the city is safe and all. That's not the case. That is absolutely not the case. So, you know, I think the first thing we would do is look at getting these 600 officers that were in this recent report back into the field. 250 of them should be detectives. The others should be in patrol in areas that need police the most. The other thing is working with Springfield to revise parts of the Safety Act that allow violent repeat offenders to go out on electronic monitoring. Absolutely, we would change that. Using technology better. You know, ShotSpotter is a good example. The mayor today was saying, you know, hey, look at our response times for this technology after it's gone. I have a totally different opinion of that. You know, the reason why we got ShotSpotter on the first point is if you have 10 shootings in the city, 8 of them are not reported. Those people are still in need of help and service. And we're saying, oh, we're just not going to serve them anymore. I would absolutely look at bringing ShotSpotter or similar technology back to serve Chicagoans better. On the CTA, fare evasion gates and expand CPD's mass transit detail, that'll absolutely squash crime on the CTA where it's become a hotspot. So those are just some of the things we do on crime.
What's your big plan for this summer? Because you got out early, a lot of people were focused on the November election. So how do you get attention before that election and then pivot to February of next year?
Yeah, we're going to be everywhere. So we're going to be everywhere. We do all the festivals. We're going to be doing events all over the city, meeting people, making content online. I think what's another thing that's unique was we're about to roll out our policy, and we're going to have a very interactive policy that's going to be way more in depth than you'd see it for candidates. And I think that'll show how we use technology, how we're able to get some new ideas into the mix. So we're going to be everywhere, man.
Liam Stanton, thank you.
Thanks for having me.